Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Big news today, Palantir has gotten a price target raised by Bank of America analyst Mariana Perez Mora. I'll go over the major points, but if you're new to the stock here, there are some important factors actually to keep in mind with this target from this specific institution. But the best thing in this analyst report actually is them getting a quote from a client that Palantir is 5 years ahead of even the closest company or competition. When compared to the typical price targets of Palantir, though, keep in mind Bank of America is one of the more bullish ones on Palantir, meaning this is atypical. They actually, just before raising their price target today to $18, reaffirmed it at $13 back in May, which was last month, and that was historically bullish for the stock when they were sitting in the single digits. But with the recent run-up in price and surpassing their target, it makes sense for Bank of America to reestablish a new target or change the rating from a buy to either a hold or sell. But positively, they actually just raised the price target and reaffirmed it to a buy. So the major headline, though, is that they are reiterating that this is a buy for them, but they go on to note the market overall is growing for Palantir's product and the demand for AI, because with the use of AI for an enterprise, they face the same set of major compliance, regulatory, ethical, legal, privacy rights, data security, and accountability/oversight requirements, which Palantir has had to deal with anyways for their projects and their kind of customers for the past 2 decades, especially with their government clients. Now, Bank of America notes this is the inherent competitive advantage for Palantir because this work with governments and regulated industries, meaning Palantir is already poised to just jump in with their AI solutions while the hype is growing now and customers are really demanding and trying to get solutions in place today. Now, also part of this demand ramp up, they've quoted Alex Karp, the CEO, from his Bloomberg interview that took place at AIP, stating they've received more inbound interest in the last few weeks, which was after their artificial intelligence platform announcement, than all of last year combined. Now, if you're the CEO saying that and you know you're going to be quoted, that's actually a huge point of approval for me, at least, as long as this is all true, as long as they're able to actually win these accounts, partnerships, deals, whatever, from these inbound calls. And what I think is the most valuable part, like I said at the beginning of the video, is that they have that client quote here stating Palantir is 5 years ahead of the closest company or competition, and that AIP has got the advantage of getting more business from existing customers now, meaning that if you're already a customer with Foundry, you can probably get AIP also on top of that because it's like additional information, but also getting new partnerships from this. So that's great for a new product, right? You want to be able to expand that to your existing customers because you're, of course, going to get a higher net dollar retention and you're able to bring more value to your current customers and strengthen those partnerships. But if it also allows you to be fancy or something that people really want, even though you've never had Palantir before, that's really big because you're hitting the whole market at both sides. And for them to consolidate everything together, they just close out that Palantir is an AI player here today and can actually provide a near-term solution that can be deployed securely across many sectors. So yeah, that sums up what Palantir has been. And I know a lot of investors who've been doing the due diligence earlier on already knew this or at least had the clues put together in order to have this kind of thesis on Palantir. If you've seen my previous videos before, I've talked about this and why I like their scalability, because even though we see them growing within a company, that's a huge clue there that they can expand their dollars, can expand the value, can expand their products, different product lines within the same company. Now, why can't they apply that to a whole industry, especially when we see them getting all these different presentations from all these industries that are kind of related, I guess you could say, maybe because they just use big data. But we have different industries here, like healthcare, which is huge, but then you also have them in the government military complex. So this is like, they're not exactly related, but they're also applicable no matter what. So it really shows that Palantir has the value and has the scalability to even go across industry and be able to produce solutions there specific to those industries and bring value. Because sometimes you can create an amazing product, but maybe it only really fits with oil and gas. Now with Palantir, we see that they have oil and gas clients, but now they have all these other people here. So it really shows that their product is very robust, but able to also be scalable even outside of just whatever thing you're doing there today. Now, I'm not going to give analyst price targets that much weight into my own investment decisions, but I do always appreciate when they consolidate information and bring in new information like this with the customer quote here. I really like to learn new stuff, and at least if it strengthens my thesis or if it challenges it, then I have a good idea here of what kind of information is out there and then the thoughts of the investment community, not only like retail investors like myself, but also the street, right? What I think is most important, though, with this is just the exposure that it gives the company for Palantir as an investor. But you'd always want to know this before the masses do that. That just shows that you're able to do some due diligence on your own. You're not going to cover every single thing, right? But in reality, it's awesome that you're going to see some information that you've known already about a company in an analyst's report. And when you get those little bits of nuggets that you didn't know before, it really strengthens and gives you a better picture of the company ahead. So I'm curious to know what you think about Bank of America's upgrade below, and I'll see you in the next video.